What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We are back with another jam-packed episode here today, the Third String Podcast, episode 51, that is, for those listening and watching.
Over the
Who
century.
is this? Yeah, that's true. Who is this being dedicated to? Because that's an interesting number.
That is, I didn't find a name for it.
That's, yeah.
So I'm gonna try to look
Okay.
at it, and I will
No,
try.
how about this? How about this? We dedicate it to us because we put in 50 of these things before this episode.
No, I like that. I like that.
All right. Well, that's a bet. Cool. So then, with that being said, you guys make sure you follow us on our social medias that are right there.
Yeah,
Third String Podcast on Instagram, which we'll start being more active on again because we were killing it before. But also our social medias of our own listed there to follow your host. But Daryl, as always, good sir. Episode 51. What do you have for us today?
Well, I was about to say, can we dedicate this to the Atlanta Braves because they're making me look foolish.
Yes.
Because at the beginning of the playoff, not even the playoff, at the beginning of the season, I was checked out of this season.
Correct.
But now we're sitting here as the Braves are one out away of the ninth inning to go to
the ninth inning, and then of course after that, boom,
NLCS.
Yes.
My question to you is it time to start believing in the Braves now?
If I get one win, let's say the first we win this, we finish this out.
Right.
At the time it's going on as we're recording.
About to get to the ninth.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. we're doing this live while the game's going on. So we're now in the ninth inning as we're recording this. Let's do it. Now we finish this out. And then we go to the next round.
Right.
We win that first game, then yes.
Then you're ready to believe.
Yeah, or if you go 1-1 at the beginning, we have the team. They're very calm, they're very smooth, they are very clutch. We have the team.
Yeah, offensively they're better now.
But how do you win games?
Huh?
If you win games by having more runs than the other team, that's all I need. I'm good.
Yes. So offensively, they're better than they were last year. Offensively.
So pretty much, you're saying that in this case, a really good offense is a good defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a team gets tight once you get up. You kind of already know what they're trying to do. So, baseball. I mean, it's just you feel better. I don't know if I feel better. I still weary. And it's just like it is not just the Braves.
Because we've seen the worst that could happen. Anything can happen under the Atlanta umbrella.
Yeah. So as soon as the Falcons blew that 25-point lead, it's like you can't be comfortable with anything. And then the Braves last year with their going down by 13 runs in the first inning.
And then and then the Falcons again with their season so far this year, but
the Hawks,
different sport.
To get swept. It's just like we have such a bad taste in our mouths that it's hard. Like even with this, I'm a little excited, but it's still hard.
I'm not asking you to jump for joy yet. I'm saying, hey, vibe a little, get a little bit excited because it's exciting. Because let's be honest, we all expected the worst. Like, I'm not even gonna watch or whatever. Yeah. We're gonna get blown out or we'll lose by a little bit. No, it's 7-0.
Yep, 7-0.
To wrap out the last inning / we're up 2-0. Like, we're beating. They're not putting up nothing against us in the series or in this last closeout.
Right, and then we have a hard test because if the Dodgers win, then we play the Dodgers. Dodgers are still.
We faced that a little bit last year, that fear, but I actually think it'll be hard, but we can hang with them.
No, but we could have.
They're up 2-0 as well
last year. That's the thing. We could have avoided them because
our path was like to the championship.
We should have won. We should have won last year. So it's just a little hard to it's just a little hard to get excited. It's just I think it's not just the Braves. If it was the Hawks here, if it was the Falcons here, it's just hard for me to get kind of excited.
Yes.
So
real quick, as far as teams that you worry least to most, what's your order?
I worry least. Well, most is the Falcons.
We'll start least. So you have the most trust in of all the Atlanta teams.
Least would be the Braves. No, it was probably United used to be
United.
It used to be, but now they're kind of struggling.
Yeah.
I think the Braves for me are least. Then probably United. Then probably the Hawks because I know what the Hawks are. Like,
okay,
I don't have to get too.
And this includes the Dream too, by the way.
I don't follow the Dream enough to really worry about.
You still know if they've.
I guess they're in the Hawks territory because I kind of know where they are.
Yeah. Okay. True.
So they're in that territory, but the Falcons would be the most, and the Braves probably be the least right now.
I agree. Yeah, I think we're in agreement on that because the Braves have always actually been consistent.
Yeah,
for the most part of making the playoffs, just like the Falcons have. But once we get there, you can't be trusted. But the Braves will actually make it to a certain round, like the Hawks were doing before. Right. We were second round and out. But like,
yeah, and then the Braves, we have, like I said, our offense with Acuna, Swanson, Acuna, Ozzy Albies, Freddie Freeman. We have more bats that we're reliable. We're reliable on the offensive end of it that you feel more comfortable about.
Right.
Is what you're not getting with the other franchises. So the Braves are, like you said, the Braves can win. They do have the team to win.
But I love how we took care of business in the offseason and we actually try to fix our mistakes.
Yeah, and we try to fix our pitching. And I can't even think of his name that got hurt.
But hey, we tried. Like that beats all the other teams for not trying.
No, that's Falcons. True. And I'm over here looking at Cole Hamels. So we picked up Cole Hamels. We had Felix Hernandez to see how much he had, but he opted out of the season because of COVID. So we tried. Ozuna needs to get a new contract with us. I think he definitely needs to come back. So no, I think we have a really, really, really good team. Starting pitching.
We do. Our bats, man.
Bats is nice. Starting pitching is still kind of, our bullpen is really good. Starting pitching is still kind of shaky. But I think we're good enough to win. Very good.
We are. Oh, we are. How do you think we match up against the Dodgers?
Offensively, we match up well against them. I just the pitching. Their pitching is really good. Yeah. Clayton Kershaw already. The pitching is just the pitching is just good. And that's what I kind of fear with the Dodgers is their pitching. Offensively, we should be able to hang in with them, but is our pitching good enough to stop their bats is kind of what I fear. But I think the Dodgers have been the best team in the NL for years, man. For years. And they haven't like team-wise, they've been the best to me, but they just haven't done it. Like they haven't won. They have always lost in like the NLCS or the World Series, but I always thought they had one of the best teams in baseball.
I agree. Your boy Magic Johnson took over, and then he turned it into a championship team.
You sunk the late, but you're good with the Dodgers.
Very true. He didn't need to. We could go back. He didn't need to step down that soon with the whole Lakers thing. But
no, he definitely didn't. But speaking of, we can go into the Falcons that's about it.
So hopefully the Braves can close it out. But yes, in regards to the Falcons, a segue to another Atlanta sport. We haven't been playing it very well. Our offense still isn't awful. It's not.
You can't say our offense is awful after that Monday night game. They played the Packers on Monday night and got completely embarrassed. The score looked better than even what it was.
It always is like that.
Blowout. Yeah, it was a complete blowout. Matt Ryan, this was his worst game of the year. Calvin Ridley had the same stats as Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams didn't play.
Yes.
Julio Jones gets hurt in the first half. He's gone. Devontae KZ, he's gone for the season. We can't run the ball. We can't protect the ball. Now we can't throw the ball.
They do not know how to utilize Todd Gurley.
They don't know. Or if you're not going to utilize Todd Gurley, give us more Brian Hill. Brian Hill seems to be faster than Todd Gurley. So if you're not going to use Todd Gurley, then give us more Brian Hill. But it's just like they don't use Todd Gurley in the passing game. Hayden Hurst is cool. He's okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was like we fed Calvin Ridley the ball too much against the Bears, so we're not going to feed him at all. But then Calvin Ridley dropped. Well, he didn't. I guess it didn't drop the touchdown pass. It kind of got deflected because it was kind of behind him. Matt Ryan did not play a good game. And the problem is I go to sports radio and I listen to the articles of the Matt Ryan apologists. And I've been, getting on Matt Ryan a lot on this podcast. But he's just not good enough to overcome the bad coaching that we have.
No, he's not.
Just not good enough. And you know what?
I feel if he had a great coach, though, this man would be like, I'm sorry, Tom Brady like.
But you know what makes it worse is that Aaron Rodgers, you couldn't even pick his wide receivers from a lineup. You would have to Google search his wide receivers. The tight end had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns. And it's just like, as a Falcons fan, it's frustrating. I thought I predicted the Falcons would win the game because that was the most Atlanta thing to do, is to win the game. And you should lose.
Yes.
But Green Bay is very good running the ball. Aaron Rodgers is doing another MVP year. Them and the Seattle are the 2 best teams in the NFC.
Seattle's super exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. What did you see from the game?
I wish they would have cut the game off early because it was embarrassing to have that on prime time.
Right.
Well, there's no other. Well, there was the game before, which was. I was gonna start this off and be like, Daryl, did you see the game Monday? Yeah, there was only one. Yeah, the one that started beforehand.
Yeah.
Even though Cam didn't play,
that was a pretty good game. Going in a halftime, and then the Chiefs broke it wide open.
Bro, they're so
Pat Mahomes.
They're built. He's built different.
Yeah, he's special, and that should tell you a quarterback, how important a quarterback is to a team. If you saw Patrick Mahomes, you saw Russell Wilson, you saw Aaron Rodgers, how important a quarterback is. And Matt Ryan, as much as we love Matt Ryan, much as we like him as a person, he's just not that. And he has better weapons to me. Yeah. He has the best wide receiver.
When they're on best receiving core in the league.
And still we're 0-4. But you couldn't pick I couldn't name you the Green Bay Packers receivers right now.
Yeah.
Yet they're 4-0.
It's the same thing with beforehand with last year and a little mainly last year. The Patriots were dealing with, they didn't have any top guys. Your boy Russell has turned undrafted guys into
right. Tyler Dockett wasn't a premier receiver until a couple of years ago.
But I'm saying
and
he's
that's when Doug Baldwin
Curse,
left, really.
Baldwin, Curse, Lockett, turn all these people into yeah. By the way, that dude should be a DN. Do you see how big that man is?
Huge.
But he's fast too. He's blowing by people, but that man is
right,
massive. It's crazy. He should be a DN, but
right.
He might be up there as one of the top receivers for sure.
Right.
But the team Falcons wise, there's no identity. Well, the identity is losers. I'm sorry, it's failure. I'm serious. It's not.
It's the same thing we complain about. We can't protect the quarterback. We can't run the ball. We can't sack the quarterback. We can't cover anybody. literally the same things we have argued
That was
about
embarrassing too.
3 years. Yeah. 3 years we have said the same thing, and we always say if they clean up this, they'll be very good, and they never clean it up.
It's funny that they don't see that under this coaching regime that there's incompetence of they don't know what to do or how to handle it. Mm-hmm. With that being said, for the first time in his Falcons career, he actually kind of hinted a little bit that he is a little bit worried about what the front office thinks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I didn't hear that.
He hinted a little bit about that. I forgot what I was listening. It was the day after the game, so Tuesday, something like that.
Right.
He's just gonna keep doing him, but he kind of hinted a little bit around, because the media was actually saying that he should be fired, or he's still not let go yet.
Oh yes, especially after Bill O'Brien got fired. You're like, dude, like Bill O'Brien has been to the playoffs. Like he's won 4 division titles, and he got fired off an 0-4 start. Now, granted, Bill O'Brien had a lot of things working against him. A lot of the players didn't like him. He got rid of a lot of the good players for pennies. So he had a lot of things against him, but they still wanted to
won.
Yeah, they won. This dude, and the only thing that's saving Dan Quinn is that the players like him. If the players didn't like him, he'd be gone. That's what I'm saying. It's enough. 92-9 the game. I was listening to Marlon Davidson. They interviewed him, and Marlon Davidson said, "Do not blame Dan Quinn. Blame us. We are the problem, not him. We all love him." And it's just like it's not enough, bro. You're not performing under him, and you're actually getting worse. Like that Green Bay Packers game, 2-2 because we got the hell beat out of us with Green Bay and Seattle. But excuse about Chicago.
But we should be 2. We should be 2-2 though.
Yeah, we should be 2-2. Like that's inexcusable, dog. And to sit here, we have to, as fans, we have to listen to the same jargon every time.
Like I just say at the end of those games with Matt Ryan and Dan Quinn, don't even interview them. Just copy and paste the old clip and just replay it.
They say the same exact things. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna get better. There's still some fight in us. And and I think the fans are so tired of hearing this. The same exact thing, but yet we're gonna play Carolina, who's won 2 in a row.
Yep.
And that was on our schedule as an automatic win. We had that as an automatic win. Now we don't know. And if we come up losing that game, this is my thing. This is what
that's 0-5 at that point.
That's 0-5. When should Dan Quinn get fired? What do you think?
So 8 games would be halfway point. And then we finished the season what last year?
7-9.
It has to with how I'm sorry. It's hard because they might give him that. Actually, no. He has to start now. If he doesn't if he gets 7-9 again, he's fired. If he gets 8-8, he should be fired.
He's fired at the end of the season.
They're not gonna wait. I mean, they are gonna wait.
Yes, I completely 100% agree with you. They're gonna wait. They're gonna fire him at the end of the season. First of all, Arthur Blank has never fired somebody in the middle of the season. And second of all, this is my question to people who want Dan Quinn fired. Believe me, I think the Dan Quinn era is over with. I think Thomas
been
over with. I think it should have
never been over.
It should have never entered this year. But
it should never have entered. Well, you could have entered it after the Super Bowl year, but after that one,
even after that, because we lost to Philly, we still made the playoffs. That was fine. But I just think last year was the perfect time to do it. After going 1-6, 1-7, whatever it was.
Yes.
The problem is with all the people who want Dan Quinn to be fired is who is going to take his spot. Now, you can say Raheem Morris. I think both of us were champion Raheem Morris last year. But this defense is awful. Isaiah Oliver can't cover anybody. And then what hurt is KZ got hurt, and now we have now we're blaming things. Tack is hurt, so now we're blaming things, blaming injuries. No, This team wasn't good. Tack was not no dominant pass rusher before.
Nah, never was. He was supposed to be.
He was supposed to be, but he never was. So stop acting like he was in the game. Something would happen. KZ's a little different because a couple years ago he was the interception leader one year, but he hasn't done it. He hasn't been that kind of playmaker since that year. And it's just like, well, I knew our secondary was in trouble when AJ Terrell went on the COVID list because he's our best secondary. Now he's back this game, but I knew our secondary was in trouble because he was our best one.
Yeah.
The rookie is the best cornerback. That is a problem. That is a problem. One of the best linebackers, I think Mikael Walker, I think our linebacker core is straight. Because I think Mikael Walker has played pretty well. Lewis has played well. Deion Jones has played well. I think of our defense, the linebackers are the best ones. But our Dante Fowler, man, I think he has 1.5 sacks on the year.
He's not living up to me to what he's supposed to be.
Right. Charles Harris was a guy the Dolphins gave up on. He was the first round pick that the Dolphins gave up on. He has 2 sacks. He has 2 sacks. Granted, one of the sacks was because Aaron Rodgers hyperextended his knee and kind of went down in front of Charles Harris, and he was just the first one to touch him. But he still has more sacks than our premier pass rusher that we brought in to do that.
Yeah. No.
I just. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really have faith in this team anymore. What has they done to show you they have faith? We should have faith.
Nothing. Last 2 games, there's nothing. It's. Oh, my bad.
Oops. You couldn't even win my fantasy matchup because I have Calvin Ridley. Like, you couldn't even do that for me.
Like, right. The last 2 games are we don't even look like we should be. We look like the Browns before Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, we're just like out because I was telling
you automatically laughed at them.
Yes. No, we're a joke. We're a joke.
We're an absolute joke. Like we don't look like our players were good enough to be in the NFL, but yet we needed to fill the roster spot.
You had to fill the roster.
You had to fill the roster, so it's like they're good enough, but half these players would be like 4 strings to practice squad on other teams.
Yeah,
that's how they play.
We're an absolute joke. And the problem is, I was telling my wife about it's a difference between the New York Jets being known for and the Atlanta Falcons being known for. New York Jets being known for, they're a bad football team.
They're a bad football team with a young quarterback.
Young quarterback and a coach who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But they're a bad football team.
Yeah.
The Falcons, if you look at the personnel, are not a bad football team.
No.
That's the problem.
We're a great football team on paper.
On paper, we're a great football team. Yeah. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. Julio Jones is a great receiver. Todd Gurley is a great running back. We have Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, Keanu Neal. Like, we have great players, Alex Mack. But for some reason, meshing them all together does not work for whatever reason. I mean, even Dante Fowler and Todd Gurley, we're in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The year after we went, or was it 2 years after we went, they were in the Super Bowl.
All right. 2, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
by the way, one more out.
Yeah, they're not slouches of players, but why when they come to Atlanta, they're not good, man? It's just
that's with every sport, just about. Except now with these Braves, and a little United, but other than that, they come here and it's almost like their retirement home,
right? And it's like they all came for Dan Quinn. Like Todd Gurley wanted to play for Atlanta. Dante Fowler wanted to play for Atlanta. So these are people who wanted to be here.
Yeah.
It just still, and then they say the same things after the game. I think Todd Gurley, they asked Todd Gurley about the playoffs, and he was like, "We need an effing win." Like I think that's what we need more of. You can see Calvin Ridley is just like frustrated.
Yeah.
And then I had to learn, like, Calvin really came from Alabama, where they were competing for championships every year.
Yes.
Now they're 0-4. They were 1-7 at one point last year.
Yeah, some people don't know how to lose.
At what point? And I said that when they went 6-2 or 8-2, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was fool's gold. It was fool's gold. And at what point we all were still saying that he needs to go, and he still just. And the fact of the matter is, we need to be comfortable that he's here for the rest of the year.
Yes.
That he is not.
Just enjoy other games, enjoy football. That's not the Falcons.
Only one team has made it to the playoffs starting 0-4. I forgot. It was the Chargers, but I forgot what year it was.
Yeah.
What? They have an extra playoff spot, and we're not going to get it.
That's sad.
That's sad.
I forgot all about that.
And we're not going to get the extra playoff spot because we're that bad of a football team.
So Carolina, then who's next? Game. Braves advance. Braves advance. Sorry to interrupt. Game. Bruh, that's crazy, y'all. Live as we're recording this, Braves advance.
Yes.
So
you asked who's
next. Yeah.
Who's next? The Vikings are next.
Then okay.
Look, we have the Panthers, Vikings, Lions, Panthers, Broncos. Those should have been 5 automatic wins. I had that as 5 automatic wins. The only one
I kind of do. I kind of do want to see a 0-win season.
Why?
I've never been a part of one.
We've never been part of a championship one season either.
Hey, it's literally polar opposites. It's if I can't have one, give me the other.
If we go 0-16.
Yes, if we Daryl go 0-16.
When is it a point that, and I'm not going to blame everything on Matt Ryan because it's not all his fault. But when is it time
to blame that whole squad needs to be like Men in Black wiped out? Like they don't exist in our memory.
Like the only people who would stay is like the young middle to the age range. Like if you're in your 30s or something, you got to go. Alex Mack, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, all got to go. If it was like Grady Jarrett, he's on the cusp. First of all, I would not resign Keanu Neal. I'm like you because you said you wouldn't resign Keanu Neal, and I'm with you now.
Bro, I ain't getting none. Even though he's a Gator, I'm not signing none of them boys.
Yep, none of them. All the things got to go. Only people
I'd still get the except your boy, what Terrell? That's it.
Kendall Sheffield. I'll give Kendall Sheffield a shot because he was injured for the whole season. So I mean, for the beginning of the season, so he came back last week. But Isaiah Oliver, he's gone. The only people I'm keeping the linebacker core because I like the linebackers. Dante Fowler because he has a big contract. Grady Jarrett, Tack is gone.
I would keep Julio though if we could just like find. I would and I wouldn't. I would because I feel like he could still do something if we did get the whole team and had brought more youth, kept the youth we had. But also, I'd like to see him go because I've been saying this for a year or so since we've been doing this.
Send him to a contending team. That's why you got rumors.
Yeah, so I want to see him fly.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying trade because you're still under contract. Matt Ryan's still under contract. Julio Jones still under contract. So I am talking about actually trading these people. I think that you have to move on. Yeah. And I'm saying age range, the older people have to move on. Calvin Ridley, we have to go with Calvin Ridley, whatever quarterback. If we're the 0-16, we'll have the number 1 pick. So Trevor Lawrence, I guess, or Justin Fields. I would love to see Justin Fields here.
I think he would be the most likely. So I just want to see how far we can flop this.
I just want to see what we would do if we flopped it. Like, what would be, because if we go in for another defensive end or whatever, I think Atlanta's on the verge of losing their fan base. And it's like,
I agree.
Because I'm in a lot of Falcons groups. Yeah. I read a lot of articles. I listen to a lot of the comments. I read a lot of the comments.
Right.
and the fan base for the most part has given up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Last straw for many was the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, but I think the Bears was just like, after the Bears game was just like, we're done here.
I've never seen us as a fan base, including you and I, be so over a team this soon in the season. Like, let's be honest. You're 0-4. It's not over. You still have 12 of them things. And an extra playoff spot to try and get up in there. It's over.
But what have
That's crazy.
That's the problem. What have they
no, that's what I'm saying. Nothing. It's already it's not over. In reality, it's not. But in the Falcons' reality, it's over.
I just, what do you do? That's my thing. At the end of the season, we're both saying it's over. We're all saying that Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff are gone. I think Eric Bieniemy from the Kansas City Chiefs, offensive coordinator, I think he should get the job. And we better get him before Houston scoops him up. But
I agree. I don't think we're going to be good for a few years as we rebuild.
So then you don't think the Bengals are excited for their future? Like, the Bengals might be watching.
Yeah, because they're starting their process. They're starting their new wave.
They might be winning, but they're excited because not only do they have Joe Burrow, they have Tyler Boyd, they have Joe Mixon. They have people to be excited about.
Yeah.
Of this team, other than Calvin Ridley.
That's it for me. You can't name another person I'm excited for. I'm not even excited. Julio doesn't impress me anymore.
Maybe it's probably AJ Terrell is there. Probably he's
to me
for me.
Calvin Ridley breaks open and separates from the defense, and when Matt finds him or throws it his way a long ball, it's one of the most exciting things in the NFL.
Yes.
Other than that,
Calvin Ridley, who are you excited about?
Nobody. Literally, I'm not joking. Nobody.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you're a Dolphin fan, you're like, yeah, we're losing. Well, we got Tua.
Agreed.
We got Tua. The Chargers. Justin Herbert is playing well.
He is.
Well. You have things to be excited for. Even if you're a Browns fan, they do enough to be excited about. With Baker Mayfield,
got a nice team.
Even with Chubb going down, you still have Kareem Hunt, OBJ, Jarvis Landry. You have stuff to be excited for. I don't know. Like, we're on the verge of Jets. Jets, to me, have nobody to be excited for.
You don't even watch their games. Like, it's so bad that you're like, oh, did they play today? Oh, they did? They lost? Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. But they have nothing to be excited about. We're on that verge.
Yeah.
Who other than Calvin Ridley, who do we have to be excited about? It's just like, as a Falcon fan, I don't know what this I feel like this year is in limbo.
Yeah.
And I kind of maybe, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I feel like we're going to talk about this and then they're going to go on some run to make Arthur Blank believe.
You remember what I said? Yeah. I said at the end of game 4, I'll know what's up.
Yeah, it's the end of game 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is, no shame losing to Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. Those two are probably, other than Patrick Mahomes, the 3 top for MVP. It's probably those 3 right now. So it's no shame. Just like the Houston Texans, it's no shame for the Texans had a brutal first 3 games. It's no shame to be 0-3 because their first 3 games was brutal. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Baltimore. But when you lose like you did against Chicago and Dallas, that's when Dallas got trounced by Cleveland.
Yeah.
50 on them. It's just like and Cowboys 1-3. And the Bears don't even look that good. Bears lost to I think Indianapolis last week. They don't even look that good of a football team. And you're sitting and you lost to them.
Yeah.
In the manner that you lost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I'm with you. Well, we'll move past to more NFL talk.
Yeah, more. So some more Tennessee Titans got positive for COVID. It was said that they had their own little workout together, and that probably made more positive tests. So I think it's what 15. I think total
16
personnel. 60. Well, do you see, because now the game is in jeopardy against Buffalo, which would hurt my fantasy team because I have Josh Allen as one of my quarterbacks. Do you see this season kind of like finishing?
Oh, thank you for bringing back the old question that we asked before the season started.
Right. Yes.
No. At this rate, and it's not even it just hit them in a large number for the Tennessee Titans.
Right.
But let's also remember that it's also hitting other teams.
Yeah, because Cam Newton tested positive. The cornerback from the Patriots, he tested positive. And the funny thing about him testing positive is there a picture of him shaking hands with Pat Mahomes, and they're like right there.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. Oh, that look bad. But,
yeah.
Mahomes has COVID. So my God.
Nah. I don't see it finishing. I also don't know how college football can proceed at this rate. Teams are being like, I don't know what team it was that didn't even have enough players. Georgia State University, for example, down the street, they had to cancel one of their games because like a lot of people got it, and then it's people aren't doing what they're supposed to do, but that's been the case before football, sports, all that stuff.
The only thing that gives me hope is that we saw at the beginning of the baseball season a huge uptick. We saw 4 teams had outbreaks. And they got to the point where they're in the playoffs. So because of that, that makes me a little bit where maybe because NFL has already changed their rules. They've already made it stricter. And hopefully by doing that, and the Titans players did what they weren't supposed to do. They were supposed to do no team activity, and they did it anyway. And that's why more players got positive.
Right.
That's the only thing that gives me hope. But until players, like I said this with baseball, players want their cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
And you can't do that. Even basketball, they're talking about basically they won't do a bubble next year because LeBron said this was the toughest playoffs he's been in because he's been away from his family.
Let's be honest. Although some people, he's making millions, that is difficult to be gone. What is it? It's 80 something days, 90 almost.
Right.
That's a long time, especially with strict rules inside of there. Like as far as the confined spaces of where you can go.
Act like they're not in the luxury hotel as well. I mean, as
far as their stay, but as far as food, no.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's not hurting in there, but I do understand being away from his family.
Let me also throw this at you. Yes, a luxurious hotel. It's still not their luxurious $50+ million mansions. It's not at the same time.
Right. No, that's okay. I can concede on that one. But
I'm not vouching for him. I'm just saying, just the aspect of being away from family. Is.
So football is going to do the same thing baseball did. Once they get into their playoffs, they're going to go into a bubble. I guess we don't have to worry about Atlanta going into the bubble, but it's just, are we going to get there? And the thing is, you got to have 120% buy-in.
Yeah.
You're not going to have 120% buy-in, then it's going to fail. And these players that, like the Raiders got fined because Darren Waller had a charity event. Well, nobody wore masks at this charity event. Even though it was a good cause, nobody wore masks. That whole team got fined. And it's just like people have to do the right thing. And the problem is, man, that I don't want to make this political, but we also have a president who has COVID and still kind of making a joke about it and not taking it seriously. And it's just going to hurt, man, if we do not take this thing seriously. Players need to take this seriously.
Yeah, I agree. But hopefully, I just don't know. I think it might be like you said with baseball that people are just going to catch it and then
They're gonna basically be like, if you players want a season, if you don't want your paychecks cut, you need to do this. And if you're not doing this, that's what baseball did. We canceling the season.
Yeah.
And that's what they need to do. And then after that big outbreak, you haven't heard of an outbreak since in baseball.
That's true.
You ain't heard it since. So that's the only thing that gives me hope. But I mean, Titans got to be punished, man. If this keep going, 16 players, and you did a workout away from the facility because they told you not to work. Well, not 16.
It's 8 players, 8 staff.
Yeah, personnel.
Personnel.
And they saying that it spread it more because you did a workout amongst the players that you weren't supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, dude. So, and that's why, man, I'm going to play fantasy football this year, but I just didn't want to give up my spot. That's the only reason.
I feel you, man. It's sad, but we'll just see how that season goes. But speaking of seasons, finishing up, the NBA Finals is still upon us, and it's a 3-1 series lead with the LA Lakers.
Yeah. Do they play tonight?
They play tomorrow. They have their longest little break that they had.
They're not going against Thursday night football.
No, they did that for the debate / probably Thursday night football. So trust me, they do all this stuff on purpose to make sure it doesn't conflict with other things.
They're not going to compete with them.
So Friday night.
How do you feel about the playoff game so
far? Lakers are going to close this out. LeBron's going to get another ring. I'm curious to see how this. It might be a 4-2 overall. I feel like, Tyler Hero, Jimmy Buckets can come through. It's going to be the hardest game. Closeout games are always the hardest.
Right.
They might steal it and win it, but I still see a 4-2.
Right. I actually 100% agree. I think the Heat will win on Friday because it's like you said, simple to close out. I think Heat all around are the better team, but it's hard to overcome AD and LeBron. AD, for the most part, has played okay.
But his defense.
Yes, but LeBron has played very well.
Very well shooting.
Yeah, they needed a triple-double to win. They still could have won the last time they played. It's just when they needed to make shots, they didn't, and then the Lakers did. The Lakers did just enough to hold them off. I mean, Bam. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, although in the fourth quarter, at the end of the game, he comes through. I'm talking about Tyler Hero. Overall, his worst series.
Yeah. Overall, and Duncan Robinson wasn't shooting great, but I think the Heat are a really good team, and they have chances to win the last game. So they had chances. It just didn't materialize, and
you can't get hot later. You have to be hot early on. Like, it can't be Jimmy Butler carrying you, and then Tyler Hero wants to come alive and drop 17 in the second half and to continue his streak of double-digit point games. That's cool, but like, they're already 2 ahead of you for you to try and come back.
Right. And then Jimmy Butler is not a guy who consistently drops 30 points. That's not who
he's doing some things, though. He's being super special right now.
No, he's a more all-around player. He's not a great shooter, but he's a great defender. He's a great driver. He's a great competitor. But he's not a guy who drives. We had playoff games where he scored 6 points, and they still won. So that's just not who he is. So
you know what's interesting about him, though?
What?
That dude is not a basketball player.
Why you said that?
Okay. That man is an athlete.
Yes.
He can do – I feel like he could play any sport.
Oh, really?
And he can be a basketball player. He could be a football player. Yes, he is a basketball player. He's playing the part that he's in. But if you watch him play, that man just has heart, willpower, strength, and he's the guy that you go to the pickup, you go to the LA Fitness, you play a pickup game, and you're like, wow, he works harder than everybody else, but he has skill, but he's not like the best player. Like if we were playing organized sports,
skill like Paul George. Like Paul George is more skilled than he is, but he doesn't have the will of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that man. Again, he knows how to play. We have homies that know how to play.
Right.
But you add that he knows how to play, he has skill, somewhat skill mixed with he can dunk, he's tall, and he has heart and willpower. You can go far.
No. Yes.
And Jimmy Butler is not better than Durant. He's not better than LeBron. No. He's not better than a lot of people. But his heart and willpower mixed with that skill he has, he'll be in the talks.
I mean, Jimmy Butler's the reason they're here. They wouldn't be here.
But I'm saying it's crazy.
Yeah. And still, I believe the Heat have the better team with Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, Duncan Robinson, Kendrick Nunn. They still have the better team. It's just that I don't know. LeBron is in the zone, man. And even like when he got on his players about joking around and all that, he was like, I'm here to do a job. They're going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers win, if they win 4-1. I just think it will be 4-2. I think Heat will win this game because, like you said, it's really difficult to close out a team. And luckily, they do have Danny Green. They do have Rajon Rondo. They do have a LeBron James who's been here before.
And Rondo's coming alive. Not scoring, but just like managing the game.
Yes, he manages the game. I mean, he's basically doing what Jimmy Butler is doing on the other side of it. But
you also have a LeBron and an AD and then a great supporting cast of a Danny Green right now. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, oh my goodness. His last game? Yeah.
Yeah, because Kuzma's not really doing much.
At all.
Like, Kuzma should have been their third player.
Except taking to social media and challenging fans and haters over social media because of they've come at him. But they're right. He's not doing anything.
Yeah. And who else is doing really well is Markieff Morris. Like, he's doing well for that corner.
Not Kuzma.
Not Kuzma. Yeah. And you would think Kuzma would. Like, if I'm them, I'm trying to trade Kuzma for another piece if I'm the Lakers. Like,
and to give AD some more money.
Yeah. To trade and keep this thing rolling. Because Kuzma, they really could win without Kuzma.
I agree. With their supporting cast, yes. By the way, still said it on the podcast, still believe it. Your boy LeBron James going to retire in 2022.
You think so?
Yeah, why else?
I think he's gonna. Well,
how long is he gonna play? Like, everybody has that time,
right? If he wins,
when do you think it is?
If he wins this year and next year, I could see that. I could see.
But he can
5 championships. Then
at the end of his contract, you remember he signed a 4-year deal. This is year 2,
right?
Next year would be 2020 to 2021 season, right?
Right.
And then that following season would be the 4th season, which would be 2021 to the 2022 season. In the 22 season, that's it.
Okay. I think
I've said that. Nobody sees that.
Yeah, you did say that. You have said it. I just think it depends on how well the Lakers are going. Like, if he can fade off and AD take over and he can fade away, I can agree with you.
Yes, for sure. If he wins the rings, yes, he's going. If he loses, he's not about to sit there and rebuild again.
Oh no, he's done rebuilding.
And he is not going to another team again.
No, I think I agree. I think they wanted to be in LA. They have made a home in LA. He's not leaving LA.
No. And I told you, you remember what I said? Hollywood's there. His whole production company's doing some big things.
Yeah.
It's the Lakers. I mean, it's pretty prestigious. He's going to try. I said this. He's going to try in 4 years to get his name up in the rafters. He has a great opportunity to do so. To get rings, you're 1 win away from doing it. And then lastly, he's going there, or he went there for his son to play top AAU basketball.
So I'm gonna cut you off. I'm watching ESPN. They're talking about the Tennessee Titans, and they're investigating them to see if they follow protocol.
There we go.
Yes. They're talking about moving the Bills game to either Monday or Tuesday. But 23 players and staff have tested positive. 23.
Bruh, 23. It keeps going up.
Yeah, it keeps going up. So wow. I just wanted to break that because I'm watching that on ESPN.
That's insane.
Yes.
It might be more. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But but, I don't know.
No, I saying about LeBron and we'll see. But I think he will win this game. Well, tomorrow, and then the Lakers will close it out after that.
Yeah, tomorrow at the time of recording, that the Heat will win, and then Lakers will close it out. What, probably Sunday?
Probably Sunday.
Yeah. We'll see. But overall, it's a pretty solid series. I think they're all tired and they're ready for it to be over.
Yeah, I think they're ready to go.
I think everybody's ready for it to be over. Like they have that heart, that passion, because like you see, like they'll make good plays and like they're up with X amount of seconds left and they get hyped. Yeah. But overall, they're gonna celebrate and be like, "Bro, I'm taking this flight home tonight."
Yeah, tonight. I want to go
tonight. I'm going home. Seriously, I wonder who's going to stay. Like, you can't, bro. You can't pop bottles and bring, let's say, girls up in there. You can't do it.
Right. No, I agree.
You know how they do.
They're gonna go.
You're going home that night. You're celebrating for a bit in your whatever locker room, and I'm flying home. Even though that's like a hot 5-hour flight if you're going to LA.
Still, I think you're just like, I want to go home.
I'm sleeping on the plane, man.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to be away from my family.
Family. I want to celebrate with my family.
Yes, I want to go home at this point.
Yeah.
So, no, I agree, and that's why I don't think it will be a bubble next year, which makes me very weary.
No, you can't do a full season of that.
Yeah, which makes me very, very, very weary.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
Yes. How about them dogs? You told me.
Still no. Auburn is also trash.
Okay.
Who do you play this week?
Let me look at it. Dang, I should have had that all teed up.
All I'm saying is you're still not the most excited. Oh, you're winning. Cool. You're supposed to.
Play Tennessee.
That's going to be a good matchup.
Yep. And then Alabama after that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But
yes. But
I'm ready.
I didn't think Georgia would blow them out like they did, though.
Auburn just they're just not that good to me. They're ranked, but they're just not that good. Never happens in a while.
Yeah, 7th at the time. But I just wanted to see your.
I hear you. But you know them Gators are rolling right now, so just throwing that out there. Yeah.
They're ranked 3rd right now.
Yeah, man. Rightfully so.
Oh no, it's the other way around. Georgia's 3rd and Florida's 4th. Alabama.
That's 2nd. Only because and I knew that was going to happen because y'all played a ranked team.
Yep, played the number 7 team and blew them out.
Yeah, that's it. So let's be honest. I'm just being real. They're tied for 3rd in my eyes, but they don't do that. So
they don't do that.
Yeah, but it's whatever. But yeah, let's call it an episode.
Yep, that's it.
All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to wrap up here today for episode 51, a nice episode. Make sure you guys follow us right there, Third String Podcast, as I'm pointing for those listening. But you guys also in the description down below, Third String Podcast, simple, easy on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and then on SoundCloud. Make sure you follow us there as well. And also on the right-hand side, I don't know if you guys saw how neatly organized that is. On the side of the SoundCloud, it has every single thing you guys need for success. It's there. Check it out. But that's an episode for us. We'll catch you guys next week, same time, same place. Y'all take care and be easy. Peace.